Hey everybody, it's Mike. This is my weekly update. Thanks to my wife, Christy, for doing a fun weekly update last week and cutting me a break for a little bit. She did a great job with my inflection and roasted me a little bit, making fun of me a little bit while also announcing some awesome news with us. So we're really excited for Baby Smith number 3. It's been a long journey and something you can check out on lifeinmylane.org, and Christy kind of talks through kind of our journey through trying to get to baby number 3. Also, this week is the last week of the 150th General Assembly, Monday and Tuesday, so really appreciate all of your support over the last few years, and it's been my honor to serve you. So looking forward to finishing that out over the next 2 days. So as usual, we're going to go over the by the numbers, state of emergency update, community updates, district initiative. We're going to throw in dad jokes as a response to Christy's video and her saying that I'm not very good at them. So we're going to work on them. And also to end with the quote of the week. So let's get started. So by the numbers, hospitalizations, we were at a high of 337 on April 27th, a low of 75 on June 19th. And today we're presently at 78. So a rise of 3 from our low. Critically ill in our hospitals is at 14. The percent persons who tested positive, which is the number we're going for instead of positive cases, the high was at 42.9% of persons who were tested positive, and that was on April 19th. And then there was the low of 1.8% on June 11th. Presently, we are at 6.5%, so we're seeing a rise. We're also seeing a rise in the number of tests administered, so there is some correlation there. So the total persons tested to date so far is 106,346, so roughly a tenth of our population, roughly. Total positive cases are 11,226. When I say positive, 10,162 of them are confirmed positive, and then there's 1,064 that are considered probable positive by our Delaware Division of Public Health. Total deaths were at 507. 449 of them are confirmed, and 58 of them are considered probable, again, by Delaware Public Health and the coroner's office. By age, 11 folks have passed away between 18 and 34. 14 have passed away between the ages of 35 and 49. 66 have passed away from the ages of 50 to 64, and 416 have passed away since the ages of 65 plus. 99% of them did have underlying conditions, were 65 plus or in a long-term care facility. So I think that's something that should be mentioned. Prayers out to the families. I know we're all thinking about them, and a lot of us are trying to be as safe as possible as we maneuver around and open to make sure people have a less infection rate. Total recovered are 6,665. PPE, in terms of PPE, we have 2 or more weeks supply of all PPE. Again, that's reported from our hospitals and our Delaware Division of Public Health. So if you're not getting adequate PPE and you're a first responder or a medical professional, please let me know. I'd love to hear more about that and help you how I can. I've heard a few things already. State of emergency update, the governor did expand personal care services to 60% of fire code capacity, and he also did mention that we will not be going to phase 3. I guess when he originally projected, he had never made an announcement, but then said we are not going to roll to phase 3, I guess when he thought folks were going to assume we were. So that announcement was made as well. Some community updates. Yay, good news. Paper Mill Road is now open. I know everyone, except one email that I got, I know everyone is very excited about that. Should help with light timing on some of the other issues that people have reached out about. So that's good news. The Health and Wellness Back to School Committee, we have our final meeting on Tuesday evening. So thank you for all that have sent me feedback. I've put that on the public record. I've asked questions during the committee hearings. All of that is going to then be delivered to our Secretary of Education for formalization here, and then she'll be making a rendering on July 15th on what back to school is going to look like. So if you have anything, again, continue to send me that, and I'll make sure it gets in the right hands and we ask the right questions. Session again, Monday and Tuesday, June 30th is always our last day. We will be virtual both days again. So check out my Facebook page or email on how to tune in. The Little Baltimore Road project, phase 1 has started. The bridge has been ordered. The bridge construction, which will be kind of the first phase of when a road closure will be, is tentatively scheduled for mid-August. I'll certainly communicate those plans and phases as I get that information. We are working on a meeting at the right time with DelDOT to update the community, so I'll keep you posted on that. Unfortunately, the Lantana Recycling Center will be closing June 30th as well. You've probably seen the signage moving to 496 Corporate Boulevard in Newark. DSWA, Delaware Solid Waste Authority, is consolidating some of their bins in their shopping centers and going to a manned system where the shopping centers is an unmanned system. They've seen a vast collection of waste that contaminates the actual recycling, and they've wanted to consolidate ever since the bill was passed several years back around haulers being able to take recycling at your curb, so the demand's there too. So the good news is at the new site in Newark, they were looking for a place in Newcastle County area that's better for the Newark, Bear, Glasgow corridor, and the good news is they'll be taking household solid waste every month, they'll be taking electronics 6 days a week, and they'll be doing paper shredding. So there'll be more services added at that location. COVID testing, they're doing free weekly testing through the county and the state. That always gets updated by the county, usually by Friday, and by the state, usually by Sunday night. So check out my page and email for the weekly updates on where those locations are. Also, LabCorp is doing the antibody testing, so I believe there's a $10 copay. Depending on your insurance, you should call them, work it out with your insurance company, and see what that means for you. But I know a lot of people have reached out in that regard. The SRO proposals, gotten a lot of emails about that, of removing SROs from our schools. There's proposals for Red Clay and Christina. I do want to remind everyone that people are saying let's remove them for mental health service. There is HB 100, which is a mental health unit count bill, which would make the ratio better for more health providers in our schools, mental health providers that is. It would also give the schools the flexibility on what services would be needed based off the populations of the students and the families, and would create an actual unit count for funding for that. So I'd like to remind people that that's a bipartisan effort we're really trying to push. So learn more about that. And the Ready Consortium, where I was the co-chair of the Educators Task Force, we did learn one of the main reasons why teachers leave the classroom is due to safety. So those are things you need to consider with these decisions. So email your board members at Red Clay or Christina and voice your opinion on those proposals. Feel free to email me with more information. Good news to most, bad news to some, but the Polly Drummond Waste site, we were able to get it funded for another year. Don't forget that it is under a procurement process for another site nearby. Hopefully that goes through. If not, we'll be looking for another one, but the site will be funded, and you can use it on weekends for the season, on Saturdays and Sundays, at least for another year. Pike Creek Shopping Center has a development opportunity proposal that's out there with potential gas station and car and retail operations. I'll be having a public meeting about that, so stay tuned for details on that. District initiatives, Help Your Neighbor program. Shoot me a text, phone call, or email with a neighbor who needs help. We'll make sure we get their groceries, their medications, whatever they need. PPE, donatede.org. They're now a nonprofit organization, so make sure you donate those dollars, and we do have vendors that are willing to match dollar for dollar for some PPE needs. The food bank, 1 out of every 6 Delawareans is food insecure here in 2020, so no matter what keeps happening, as the economy comes back and jobs come back, there's still people that are going to need food. So keep donating and keep an eye out for distribution events. We're going to continue doing them throughout the state. So to the fun part. Last week, Christy rated me well below in the dad joke department, so I decided let's look up and figure out some dad jokes so I can work on for Baby Smith number 3, since apparently I was lacking in the dad joke department with Braden and Nathan. So, where do fish keep their money? Do you know? Where do fish keep their money? In the riverbank. Ba-boom. Okay. See, it's not funny to me either, but it might be funny to some of you. Anyway, the quote of the week to end. Comfort zones are most often expanded through discomfort. Again, that's comfort zones are most often expanded through discomfort. And that's by Peter McWilliams. Thank you, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Again, thank you for the congratulatory notes, emails, phone calls on Baby Smith number 3. Christy and I are very blessed. Braden and Nathan are looking forward to being big brothers, and look forward to engaging with you this week. Again, as always, if you need me, give me a call, shoot me an email, and I'll be as responsive as usual. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.